Hello, everybody. Welcome to T-Fro Talking Florida Rugby occasionally. My name is Charlie Velasquez. We do this every Wednesday, occasionally. And I am today, as usual, with my co host, Michael Gomez, aka Gomez, which is a player, coach, referee, and union officer. You just need to get into USA Rugby and you'll be bingo.
Joke's on you, Charlie. I'm on the CRA competitions committee and will
Okay.
be having to leave this call early.
There you go. I
So
missed
I'm
that
I'm
one. Yeah.
weaseling my way. I'm like
I don't think there's anybody with all those titles in one, man. You may be like the
the
only
biggest
one.
idiot of them all.
Hey, oh, that's not right. So, first of all, I always start by saying hi to my daughter Valentina. Hola, Valentina. Sé que estás mirando. Gracias. Te mando un beso. My biggest fan. I have to say hello. Oh, when I get home, she kicks my ass. So,
Oh, someone's got to keep you in line.
hey, Mike, did it snow up there over the weekend?
It did
It did,
snow
right?
it did snow on Saturday, and just little flurries, not like last year, right? Like last year we had almost three
Oh, really?
inches, and yeah, we had to play our first home match in Gainesville because the everything was shut down. I don't know
That's
if you
pretty
remember
amazing,
that.
huh?
Yeah, man. But no, we were down in Orlando, and all of us were getting videos and stuff of the little flurries, but I don't think anything stuck to the ground.
Okay. So let's just go over the weekend stuff that happened. I have a couple of
Exciting
things.
weekend.
We had some situation and I'm doing this because I really want to put out there what really happened. So I actually contacted these teams. You may have noticed that we had another forfeit. Sorry, a postponement of the game between Ave Maria and Eckerd, and that was due to the measles outbreak in Ave Maria. I did contact the coach Ryan Dolnick, and this is what he said. He said yes, there were reported cases of measles on the AMAU campus. The Florida Department of Health has quarantined the affected students along with any unvaccinated students. So pretty much everybody over there is vaccinated, and it has not impacted the team. So good for that, and we'll hopefully see them coming back soon. And this is FCC D2.
Yep. And I mean, just so everyone's clear, like this decision was out of everyone's hands. This is when
Yeah, of
school
course.
administrations get involved. So what can I say? I mean,
Th-
a
Let's just hope
measles
it
outbreak. I didn't know I was playing the Oregon Trail. Like what?
the other forfeit we had was again by
That wasn't a
FIU.
forfeit, so not the other forfeit. We had
No,
one
no,
forfeit.
no. Oh, sorry. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that was just a postponement
Oh, it was FIU forfeiting.
for the second
Unfortunate.
for the second time. Fortunately, this time they forfeited early, so because on top of being one of the worst things that can happen to you to have to forfeit is doing it on a Friday night. So this time around, they did it early because, and I spoke with the president. They are having some real issues in terms of recruitment, and they just did not have enough players.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's the time. It's tale as old as time, right? And if we're gonna talk about, I feel like if we're gonna talk about events, we should talk about real issues and not just gossip, right? And
No,
and
no,
no, no, I hear you. I hear you. Let me let
this
me
is
let me
not gossip. This
It's not
I
gossip. It's not
spoke.
gossip
It's
because we're gonna talk about real issues. They say recruitment is an issue, but I will say this time and time again, right? It's not recruitment, it's retention, and the best way to retain is to have an organized coach, right? I say this time and time again. Logistics will beat tactics every time, and you need to have someone at the helm who is organized, who is sending concise communication, rallying the troops in essence, because FIU has more than 15 registered. I always say
well,
this as well. Like if you have 15, you can play a friendly. If you have 30, you should be playing B sides. And they've got more than 15. So I think when teams, I'm not picking on FIU, when teams say, "Oh, we're having a recruitment issue," it's like, no, you're not, right? Like are your practices fun? Like, are you making brand new people do up downs? You know, are you going over like lineouts when people haven't even picked up a rugby ball? Like, these are all things that I harp on. And people like to just throw blanket statements like recruitment issues, when really it's not going off these best practices for in, ingraining rugby and retaining new people.
Okay, that is all good, and it's in theory good, but the reality is that they have 8 guys or 10 guys showing up at practice. Okay, and they're coming off, as you know, from also sort of a rough year last year.
Yeah.
Coach
For
wise,
sure.
they have not really been able to secure like a solid coaching staff. You know, it's just one of those situations where things are not going well, and it is what it is. I mean, my attitude is when I see teams in trouble is how can we help them? Okay, not just trying to find out why are they in this mess right now? So
Yeah, I think. I mean, if anyone hasn't seen it already, they can just search retention presentation. And the FSU Rugby channel put it out on YouTube, and I go over all of these things. You know,
okay,
it's the whys of teams not being able to get off the ground, why they're not able to grow in size, and concise communication and fun practices. Um, I think that is much better than a blanket statement of recruitment issues. But we can move on.
yeah.
I'll put my soapbox back in the closet.
Okay, yeah. Let's move on. So another thing I just want to bring up is I just happened to be taping at the Naples field on the weekend, a couple of games, and Roy Monk, which everybody knows, the president of the Florida Rugby Referee Association and longtime referee, was having his last game. So I'm gonna just play a little clip from the interview, which you can always go and see on YouTube. So I actually invited him to come, but he couldn't make it. But you know, I think everybody can recognize what has Roy has done over so many years for Florida Rugby. So let's play this little clip of him. And as I said, the full interview is on YouTube.
Lady Hammerhead's very first game.
And you look a little bit tired. Let me tell you.
My legs just about carried me to the end. They've had enough. But yeah, they saw me through.
But tell me about your story with the women's game.
I've always been a big supporter of the women's game. I've helped coach various women's teams, and the reason I committed to this game is the Lady Hammerheads. Half of their team came to a referees course back in November, which I came over here to do the referees course, and half their team came on it basically to learn more about the game. I think about three of them actually want to referee. The rest just came to learn, and
which is good.
And I promised them on that day that this being their very first league game that I would come over and do it. At that time I didn't know it was going to be like my last game, but circumstances have arisen that have forced me into retirement.
So how many years did you count?
Well, as a referee, 23.
23.
This is my 53rd year of being involved with rugby, as a player, as a coach, as a referee.
So when you look back at that first game that you probably remember, right?
My first game refereeing, yes.
Because everybody does.
It was Palm Beach against Gainesville. And Jerry Fitzgerald, who had taught the referee course, was my referee coach for the day. He came out and watched me. And
hi, Jerry.
When I came off the field, I said, "So, Jerry, how did I do?" And he just stood there and looked at me and said, "Well," he said, "you look good, you're smart, and I could hear you."
Okay.
I said, "What about the rest?" He says, "We'll deal with that later over a beer."
That's right, Jerry. Okay, that was a great conversation I had with Roy. I'm glad I could capture that final whistle for a referee. I think it's a really awesome thing to have, like your last whistle. If it is, you know, I have my doubts.
Yeah, right. I mean, fingers crossed, right? That'd be that's a mainstay of the Florida rugby environment.
Yeah.
A great keeper of oral history, that's for sure.
Are you talking about me?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay, let's get into the weekend. A fairly busy weekend.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Uh,
Let's see.
and let's start with the D2.
D2 men's, only one match in that one.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
taking a break.
Fort Lauderdale with a 12-point win.
Let's get
You
some
know.
highlights of that game.
Yeah, it's funny. Fort Lauderdale didn't get their Explorer quite right, so all of their scores happened in 1 minute.
Yeah, this is funny. This is funny. The kickoff that goes to touch,
Oh,
exactly the same as the game against Boca, right?
interesting. Right? Same pitch too. It must be there's a magnet on the pitch. That's what it is. Yeah.
I'm glad to see Fort Lauderdale with a new kit. Everybody with the same colors, other than some
Yeah.
socks. But it's really nice to see.
Yeah. Interesting uniform choice. I'll say that.
Yeah, let's say that.
Yeah.
But definitely an improvement. At least you can see the numbers. Because remember Ross last finals, he had a really hard time figuring out the numbers. There's Chase scoring a
Chase
try.
Haskin. Yep. I'm guessing he got that in minute 10. You know, and gosh, whoever's doing your Explorer, you can record unsuccessful conversions as well, right? Then it keeps your player stats for the year. Yeah, so.
Man, you're being too ambitious.
I don't think so, man. Looking at the Explorer report card I gave
there
out.
goes Chase again. There was a little bit of a discussion about, Chase and some other player being on Fort Lauderdale, having them being professional players, but
it's all within USA Rugby guidelines. You know, Fort Lauderdale knows the guidelines. They know that threshold, and I mean, it is what it is. If you don't like it, right, you could lobby the senior club council to make a policy change.
And what is the guy supposed to do anyway if he's staying here and he has been attached to Fort Lauderdale for the
Yeah, if you're really complaining about one person making a difference, then you have 15 that could stop him.
That's another one, I believe, right?
Yeah, Blake. Yeah, but he's got one cap. I mean, come on.
Very good.
He's an athletic specimen for sure.
You can't give space to that 15, huh? He'll just smoke you out.
He'll torch you, man.
Great player.
Michael Facey.
Also, some good kicking from that Okapi guy that is playing instead of the Frenchie, who is, I believe, injured. Yeah, he did 3 out of 4.
Very good. And what looks like maybe it was like a rainy, cold, probably windy day. We love the
Oh
big
my God, my camera guy was like, "I'm gonna die,"
Oh well, he died last time he was there,
yeah.
faking from the heat. Jesus,
I was
you need
worried
to get some all-terrain cameramen. Come on, there's Big Nick
really
St. Clair
about it, but he did a great job.
He had old Bannister from USF and Cardinal Gibbons, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, man, just one game in D2. Maybe I think there was 4 D3. Do we want to recap those? I don't think you have any highlights.
Just before we leave D2, let's show what's
coming up.
And just a little disclosure, I'm using the traditional point system, which we are not using on Explorer, which I think I really do not like it. You don't have points, you just have games won or lost. But this will be the situation for Fort Lauderdale 3-3.
3-0.
Sorry, it's 3-0.
Yeah.
And
what do we got coming up this weekend? Anything good?
Well, we have this Boca Pelicans game that the Pelicans are going to be really eager to get that win.
That could be that could launch, I think, one of those teams into second place, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, Tampa kind of has a non-move because they're playing Tridents, so that's not going to affect their standings for the playoffs.
They don't get points for that game.
I don't think so.
I believe they do.
What? Okay. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
If they win, it's a win.
And if they lose, they lose.
Well, but I mean, they get in the standings
Right.
on Explorer. I think because for all they got it. This is going to be a close game, I think, because Tampa is doing pretty well, right?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's still Tridents.
Okay, so let's move to D3. Well, we had 5 games, some very interesting ones.
I count 4, Charlie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I mean? Saturday, January 31st.
Yeah, the 20-0 one didn't happen.
Oh, well, but still, it's a game, man.
It died. If it did, Jesus Christ! The ref didn't blow a whistle. There wasn't 80
game
minutes.
is a game. So that
man.
Brevard Palm Beach, we don't have video for that,
I
unfortunately.
wish we did, man. I wish someone filmed it. And if you did film it, I wish you posted it on YouTube. Some people just like to watch rugby, and they're not going to steal your plays.
And we don't have timestamps.
Just be better.
We don't have timestamps on Explorer,
Oh.
but I believe it was like a last-minute thing. I'm not sure. I may be confused with some other game, but so those 2 teams obviously contended. Let me ask you a question, because you're the mastermind behind the D3 schedule. Can teams from the same we have three pools, combo North and South.
Correct.
Can 2 teams from the South end up in the final?
Oh, geez, I'd have to run the math on that one.
Oh my God.
I think so. So if in case you didn't remember, right? Not this weekend, but next weekend is the big decider for D3, where it's all the crossovers, right? So on this weekend, all the teams in the North are playing all of the teams in the South, and whichever division wins more matches, right, gets an extra seed in the playoffs. So
2 weeks.
Yes, I think that
2 weeks.
third seed would. Well, no, if both the second and the third seed advanced to the semis, then yes, 2 teams from the South could meet in the finals.
Okay, because it does look, they haven't played too much, just a couple of games or one, a couple of games, but it does seem like that South division has like all the strongest teams. So you always want to try to get the best teams in the final, right?
Yeah, of course. So
that's
going to
be.
I don't understand the question.
Anyway, so let's quickly go and see some of the highlights. The other game that was interesting and a little bit of a surprise to some extent, just looking at what the sideline whisperer was saying, is the Hammerheads Sarasota
game. I thought they had played a friendly in the fall or something.
They did,
and the spring.
The first week of January they played, and Hammerheads won by a lot. Let me tell you, I was there. I'm gonna add the.
Oh, there we go.
We have some highlights here, courtesy of Rugby FL. It was one of those. It was one of those games for the Hammerheads that like everything went wrong. Not to take any credit to Sarasota, that I think took advantage. That was a very nice try.
Lovely ball in 2 hands.
Yeah, they were more like when they had to score, they scored, and the Hammerheads all the opposite. They were like dropping balls and doing stuff like that. I know they were very disappointed. It was pretty cold here also.
Johnny Lindsay. Oh.
Sorry, Tori.
I gotta say, great highlight, Charlie.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just dogging Tori. Whoa, man. Oh, man, yeah. I like how you always hear like the commentary coming from like behind the camera.
This guy,
how do you know?
Yeah, of course. The Sarasota kicker was spot on, 3-3, and not a couple of not easy kicks. It was not Tory's day either. Let me tell you, one thing I want to mention is the setup of the field was really nice. One thing I don't see too often is this is a football field, so they use a football post, but the try line was on the post.
Nice, good. That's
I
good that
guess
they had enough room. That's usually the problem, is they don't have enough.
Yeah,
room
they don't
behind
have
the
enough
post.
room. And it works out perfectly because it's exactly 100 meters from post to post.
Nice.
It's
Very nice.
110. Oh, no, it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more because it's 120 yards. It's a little bit more, so.
Yeah.
But,
Other
very,
scores. Other
very
scores.
nice.
D3.
Very nice setup. I want to, because I'm a field freak, as you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, we have to, you know what? D3, the results sort of expected, right? I don't know. Did you play in that FSUB game?
Yeah. So
You did?
again, reserve prop. I came on as a yellow card sub for a little bit. And then I finished up like the last 20 minutes as well.
You guys are doing well, huh?
Dude,
Who
these
would've-
kids, man, these kids come to play, man. These, it's great because like we have freshmen, sophomores, juniors on there who are just, putting in 60 to 80 minutes of work, and then it's like, well, like you might be challenging someone on the first grade side spot now. Just because it's good quality opponents, right? They, if you could play well against the Claymores, then you could play well against UCF.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's been great.
Listen, we're gonna have to now. Let's go to FCC D1. I know you have to leave the podcast because you have another meeting in one of your other rugby jobs. So let's go and see these highlights. Which I just want to say, thank you for sending them because all these games everybody has the videos, but you have to do the highlights. So we got these highlights of the UCF FSU game. This was.
There's big manimal Andrew Crouch, our flanker, who's also our try leader. But, for everyone who's all about tries, he's got 3 tries, 15 points. Francesco Mosey, just off the boot, has 14. So he's right there.
I love that situation when the ball from a penalty kick bounces off and everybody's freaking out.
Yeah. Ask me if we practice it, Charles.
Well, you did very well there to clear that ball out.
We don't practice it, but we do say we do know like to face the post on a penalty kick, right? This is gonna be a cheeky try from Gonzalo DeMartin, a Boca Buck.
Oh, nice.
In his sophomore year, yeah. So very exciting.
Well,
very
many of these
exciting.
kids that you get that have played for a long time, they typically have like a higher rugby IQ, right? They're more
not
knowledgeable.
Always.
Well, not always, but generally speaking, I think they just because of the time they have been playing and depending on where they were coached.
Yeah, for sure. And then you have some, with just like super bad habits, but it's a good mix, right? Gonzalo's one of the good ones for sure. But no, this was a windy day. I mean, if you watch the highlights, you can hear.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at this guy!
Oh, that was great.
He knocked it on. Yeah, no try. So we had a couple of those. We had a prop with this huge line break and just hit the wobbles and
that's why you dive, man, right? That's why you dive.
Ask me if we practiced.
I know you're gonna be practicing it more now. For sure.
We do it sometimes. It's fun. We'll do like a fun way to end training is just like like a swan dive competition.
Really?
There's Tanner Smith, got 2. He could have had 3, but instead he offloaded the ball to Dylan Burke, Cardinal Gibbons graduate, who played with that Fort Lauderdale youth last year. Fort Lauderdale U19s. But this was his first time on our first grade side, the first time touching the ball, and he got a try. It was pretty good.
Really happy.
Yeah, man. We were on the bus, and I was like, "Hey, did you already show the film to your dad?" He was like, "Oh yeah, sent it to everyone."
Okay,
So it was good, man. And we got a big one this weekend, USF and UF. That'll be a good one, I think.
yes.
Oh, we got a few games. UNF going to UM. That's cool. I don't know the last time I saw that that matchup.
Wait. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
I'm thinking about all the college. I'm sorry, Charlie. Yeah, and then we also have MAU, FAU. It's gonna be a tough one for sure. Hey, everyone's dogging FAU, but they were only down 17-7 in the first half against UF.
Really?
Yeah. I watched that film.
Well, but it ended pretty high, so
but
know,
yeah, it happens, right?
I think that other game is going to be a little bit more, of course, we're still early in the season, but you start looking at sort of some patterns, right? And it does seem that,
it'll be good. USF is
we have
USF's really good, I think. I think this one's going to be a test to see how good UF is. It maybe it's advantage to UF that they had 2 games in a row already. I think it's kind of early on in the season where people aren't hurt and out of it yet. So I don't know. We'll see. All the USF kids had Gasparilla this weekend, so
yeah.
Hopefully they didn't do anything stupid.
So before you leave, let's just go quickly over the women's game. Of course, Fort Miami beating Lady Hammerheads, which was I just want to show for this one the try that the Lady Hammerheads did, because it was their first ever game, like a league game. So they were really happy to be able to score 1 try at least.
Yeah, right. Oh, playing out in the rain too. Yeah, you got to get one in.
It started with rain, then it cleared up pretty nicely. So they got that one in. Very happy, of course.
Oh yeah. Hey, as long as it's not a shutout, it's not anytime you're kind of getting the points put on you like that, and you don't have any, and you score some.
Oh yeah.
It's like you won. It's like you won.
Yeah, well. And what about the Jacksonville Orlando?
Wow.
Where did that come from? That? Yeah.
Where did that come from? Jacksonville, who beat Fort Miami, Orlando, who got trounced by Fort Miami. What? What is going on? I'm gonna have to do a deep dive on the rosters and see what's been going on in all these games.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do that. Hopefully some of the players could just reach out and be like, "Hey, this is what happened."
Yeah, well, you never know, right? When teams have to travel, also sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's really bad, and they travel really bad, and that's what happens. Yeah. Okay.
All right, Charlie. It's a pleasure as always.
Okay.
In advance, thank you to everyone watching. See you guys.
Your paycheck is going to be slightly smaller this week, right?
Was it going to be 0 again?
0 is, you can divide 0 by 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see you, Charlie.
Okay. Thank you very much, man. We'll see you next week. So that was, thank you, Mike Gomez. He had another meeting. Busy guy, way too busy. So now I'm on my own, and we're going to we try to go through all the divisions throughout have everybody on. I forgot to mention at the beginning that there was a big festival of the youth. And when I say youth, this means U14s and unders, 8, 10s, and 12s at Englewood. That was a big festival with all teams from South Florida going, and we'll probably have some, a few of these guys next week, because I think that the really youngest are very important for the future of rugby. You can't see it now, but 10 years from now, if we keep these kids engaged, those are going to be the great players of tomorrow. So we always have to pay attention to that group. Okay, and with no further ado, now we're going to introduce one of the coaches from Okapi and the captain. Let me bring them in. Hello, Fila. How are you doing?
Hello, Charlie.
Oh.
I can't hear you. I don't know why.
You cannot hear me. That's a problem. Can you hear me, Juan?
Yeah.
The other Juan, the younger one?
Yeah.
So it's your problem. See? So in the meantime, let me just tell Orfila by messaging that it's his problem because everybody else is listening.
Okay, looks like it's my problem. Can you hear me at least?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, yeah, we can hear you. But
I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Why?
So, Codoni.
I can hear Juan, but I cannot hear you. I don't know why.
Okay, well, just see what he says. Juan Codoni, not
Yeah.
Juan Orfila. How you doing, man?
Really good. Yeah.
So you're the captain and actually MVP of your last game. Tell us quickly a little bit of your rugby history.
So I started playing when I was 3 years old in Argentina, Santa Fe. And then I moved here when I was 14 years old. And I kept playing from when I was 3 to now. So I have never stopped playing.
You never stop, which is great. And you've always been playing for Okapi, right?
Since
I mean,
I'm
here.
Yeah, since I'm here, yeah.
So you're like Ross Davenport, you like to say, a product of Okapi. And obviously you guys have been doing like a good job in terms of coaching. Let me see if now Juan, he came in and out. Can you hear us now?
Sorry. I can hear you now, Charlie. Thank you.
Hey, rebooting always works. You know, turn off and on. So I was just quickly going over Juan's history of rugby, and obviously he's a good example of your club's way of doing things, where you have like a solid coaching philosophy, right? Especially since you've had actually his dad, Mr. Godoni, as rugby director, which not all clubs have the luxury of having, right? So you get these players in a system that they are playing the same way basically since U14, right?
Yes, that's true, Charlie. Yes. And it's been going this way since like 3 years already. Of course, as you know, we have a solid program with more than 30 coaches across all divisions, and that helps. All the effort to build the program that way helps a lot, right? To then transfer that into the way we play rugby. Definitely.
I'm going to be playing the highlights of your game this past weekend with Tampa. This is your second game, right? In the season, and you won by 50 something, right? 2-7.
Yeah, 52-5 was the score, Charlie, on this. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It does seem that in this season we're still a little bit early, but already we can see that we have like 3 stronger teams and 3 weaker ones. And obviously you guys are going to be contenders. Let me go back a little bit, because one of the things I was more interested in talking about was how Okapi has been trying to get better over the years. And I think this sort of started 2 years ago when you guys went and played Woodland.
Yeah, we can say that that game against Woodlands was like a milestone, right, for the club. Going out of state to play the number 1 team in the nation at that time, and in Texas was definitely a big challenge for us, and a good proof to see where we were. And yeah, we had the luxury of winning that game, and after that, putting our names into the ranking, even achieving the number one in golf ranking. That it's a reference, right, for the youth or youth rugby in the country. And yeah, after that, we continue building momentum, improving the way we play, thanks to, of course, as you said, with all the experience from Jose that is bringing to all divisions. And yeah, we start gaining momentum, as I said, winning our first U19 championship, and then two more, right? And I think that opens a lot of opportunities. We received many teams last season, for example. We went to nationals in 2024, and we are going we are playing a preliminary game to a college showcase before the Ruggerfest in North Carolina, now at the end of the month. So playing Cardinals is team number 2 in the ranking. So being invited definitely says the level of rugby we are playing and how well structured we are as an organization. We still have, of course, a lot of room for opportunities to continue growing. But yeah, we are. We also got invited to the Friendship Cup in Tennessee at the end of March.
Hold on a second, because I want to go a little bit more into detail with those kinds of things.
Yeah, of course.
I just want to ask Coloni, tell us a little bit about what makes your team strong.
So I think our team is very disciplined. Like we train twice a week, and I think we're very disciplined in training sessions, and we work a lot in training sessions. We work a lot in fixed formations and in tactics and systems. So I think, yeah, that's what we like our key in our team.
And what is it like to have your dad like on the sidelines as a coach?
Like I treat him and he treats me like I treat him like a coach, and he treats me like a player. So for me, it doesn't matter for him to be my dad. So yeah.
Knowing your dad a little bit, I'm pretty sure he's very strict with you, and he has a long list of, okay, let's go over the game, blah 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 blah.
He is
a great coach, and just let me say that he was recently invited. I'm not sure if he's actually doing it, but he's going to be part of the staff of the USA Rugby U18 selectors for the East, Jose Codoni. So the other thing that I wanted to talk is what you were mentioning, Juan Orfila, about all these tournaments you guys have been going to and inviting teams. You've been doing this for a while now, and this seems you really are doing this very heavily this year, right? Because the first thing you're going to do, and I'm going to just show here the venue for the Carolina Ruggerfest, which is a huge event, that 9 fields. That's a little is this a stadium there? Oh no, this is a stadium. That's a stadium where Anthem plays. And you were mentioning that before you go and play the Ruggerfest, you're going to actually be doing this, playing against Charlotte Cardinals, which is one of the top teams in the country. I don't know if they were like national champions last year.
They were national champions in 2024. Actually, we played them, and then they were finalists last season.
And so this is going to be an awesome opportunity for you guys, not only because of who you're playing, but where you're playing, right? In that environment, being like the warm-up game for a D1A college game, and in a nice venue, which for the players is always a great experience, right?
Yeah.
Not the first one for you guys, but definitely something that is really good. And then after this tournament, which I have to mention, Key Biscayne
Yeah, Key Biscayne is going as well. Yeah.
is also going, and they have been going for a few years. They actually
Mhm.
started going like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That was a tradition for them, and I'm glad that you guys have like catched up and
Yeah, the good thing on this one, Charlie, sorry to interrupt you, but something to
please.
mention is we are going with U12, U14, 16, and 19, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
it's going to be like a club move. We are putting 110 people in 2 planes that day. So
Hopefully you don't lose anyone, huh?
no. It's all well organized. So it's going to be, I think, an awesome experience to go there as a club. And enjoy and also seeing and watching the little ones playing. In total, I think they were saying they're going to be, if you combine all the teams, women and youth, etc., there are like 90 teams participating in the Rugby Fair. So it's definitely an amazing weekend to be part of.
And then after this one, you also are going to be going to something that is called, which I believe it's his second year, the Friendship Cup
The Friendship Cup, yes.
in March, like a month after this one.
Yeah,
Are you-
it's end of March, yes.
Is that only the U19s?
That's only U19s. Yeah, there's a tier 1 and tier 2 kind of competition. We were thinking on taking our U16s, but we decided not to because it was tier 2. It was not U16, right? So, yeah, we're going with
Okay.
U19s only.
And I know that I looked it up a little bit. That's going to be in Tennessee on March 28th. And we have like a bunch of top 10 teams in the country going to that one.
Yes.
Among them, your friends from Woodlands. So you may meet again.
Yeah, actually, we are. What is important to mention on this one is it's not a tournament, no matter they call it cup. So we can coordinate who plays who,
Okay.
right? So we are coordinating that with the organization. We have clubs like, of course, we are playing Cardinals before, so I don't think we're going to play Cardinals, but
Yeah,
Charlotte
depends.
Tigers is going to be there.
Maybe if you lose, you want to play them again. Huh?
Well, we'll see. Let's talk after. So we know Woodlands is there, Pendleton, teams that play the Nationals, Charlotte Tigers as well. There's going to be an like East kind of combined team, which also played last season. And the objective of the tournament is to prepare the teams for the Nationals, right?
Okay.
There are 45-minute games, 4 games in total.
Okay, and then of course Nationals, which is I can't remember. Is that where is Nationals?
Indiana, almost at
Indiana.
the end of May, we submitted the application, hoping to be invited.
Okay. Codoni, what are your expectations going to all these tournaments?
So I think we have to test ourselves against those big teams, because when we compete with them, like we have like tough games, and we have to prepare for nationals because that's the biggest tournament I think we're gonna have in the year.
What is you have played some of these games, right? Last year against these stronger teams?
Not too many, because last year we didn't go to nationals.
Correct. Oh,
and we played only with Katy Barbarians, and I don't think any other interstate game.
do you think as a player does it like the mindset change a lot when you're going into this type of games against like stronger, and maybe sometimes you don't know them because you haven't played them ever?
Yeah, you try. I think our team with the mindset try to play the system more, because we don't know them, so try to play our game, and that's the mindset I think we're gonna use.
I mentioned the mindset because I just want to tell a little story which I think shows that depending on the game, it changes so much. I was fortunate to, in my youth, to play with my national side U18, and I went to this South American, championship. I was a sub, to be honest, but I did play one game. And I remember the way the coach talked to us in the changing room and sort of like made us cry. You would go out there on the field, and there was no doubt in your mind that there was any chance you would miss a tackle, for example. It was like that does not exist. You're going to make every single tackle, and you're going to do, it's really, I think, I always say, that rugby in a lot of senses, it's, I don't know, it's like half physical, but it's like half mental. And if you don't have the mental side, that's when you see in tough games at the end who's going to win, because they have that strong mindset.
Yeah.
Is that true, or Fila?
I think it's true, and I think it's true, and I think in this case, Juan is being humble because he was part of the 2024 nationals, right? But he was
okay.
He was a young guy then, but he has already some experience playing those games. As he said, we play Cati Barbarians that actually had a close loss against Woodlands this weekend by 10 only. So we play Cati Barbarians, we play also Alliance, remember Juan, and also G Suites last season at home. But to your point, Charlie, yes, I think it's the mindset is different. We know competition is different. Here in Florida, despite levels year over year, we know each other very well. We know how each other play, but going there, it's a different story, right? Physicality is important. So are we alone, Juan?
No. Sorry.
Okay. I lost you. So
I did something that was sorry.
No, that's fine. So physicality, it's really important.
Sorry, Codoni. This is my bad here. I pressed something that I didn't know. There we go. Sorry about that.
So physicality is key, right? So motivation, it's really important. As Juan was saying, you need to stick to the game plan, to what coaches are gonna share for each game. And again, I think the coaching staff has the experience from 2024, from the friendlies from last year. And also, if we make it to nationals, of course, we will have the experience of the Ruggerfest with Cardinals and also the Friendship Cup. So it's going to be a really good, really good games, right? To be ready for nationals, of course. But we are going step by step, right? Because
yeah, of course.
Competition is one by one.
I just want to say, for the people who are watching this on Instagram, I know that you're not really seeing all of our faces. That is a little setup that I actually was not aware of, but I am now, and I'll fix it for next time. So sorry to the Instagram viewers that are not seeing our beautiful faces. I'll fix it for next time. Orfila, so this is a really big season for you guys, because we just mentioned 3 tournaments you're going to be going to.
Yes.
Not to mention the postseason with Jaguares, which many of your players are going to be participating in. So I want to congratulate you. And can you tell us what is, because this would be something awesome to see in more teams in Florida, because this traveling and playing against other teams, I mean, I think it's such a great experience, not only rugby wise, because you learn a lot, but even for the teams and for their experience as rugby players, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what are my question would be, how do you do this?
You're asking me the $1 million question, right? and we know we've been discussing this for a long time. I think it requires a lot of passion, right? All of us, at least in Okapi, we have our jobs, right? Our families, our responsibilities, but this is something we love. right? So I think we love having a club. We love seeing the kids grow and play. And I think we have a very solid community with a lot of people helping, right? And that I think was the key, Capi throughout the years, right? So building a solid community and a very solid structure where the club doesn't depend on one or two individuals, right? We have different roles to play. For example, in my case, I was training before. This year, I'm focusing on organizing the tours, etc. You know what Mr. Gallo does for the club, all the managers. So it's a very large structure that we have in place. So of course, with that in place, we were able to take our rugby level, but also taking things to a next level. It's not easy, and I know we've been in conversations with many clubs. We know sometimes a year they struggle, sometimes they come back. It's not easy, but again, I think the commitment from everyone in a club it's critical. So my message would be commit with the club, help the people that are doing most of the job. Um, is the only way to grow and maintain the club, right? Of course, we know we need more kids, we need more players, we need more game time in Florida, and sometimes the efforts are being done by just a couple of individuals at the club level. So I hope all the communities on each club can help better growing them, and it took us years, right, to get here where we can do three tours. Right? It's not a thing that you can do in 1 year. And I think another thing is forget about results, right? Results will come if you have the process. So focus on the process and then focus on the results when you have a solid structure in place.
Awesome. Before I let you guys go, I want to ask Godoni, as a player, how old are you?
Yeah, 17.
17. Oh, you still have a couple of years here. You're gonna have some fun, huh? This is my question. What do you tell your friends that do not play rugby when you try to convince them to come and play rugby?
So I try to convince everyone that is either big or I see any like skill in them. So if they're big, I only tell them that come because they have the physical condition to play. And if I see any skill in them, like I say, it's going to be an easy sport because if you are a skillful player, you can learn how to pass, either kick or tackle, and it's going to be like easy and fun to start playing with us.
And for you personally, what is the thing from rugby that sort of keeps you so committed? Because you seem to be one of those players, not only that have been playing for a long time, but probably are going to continue playing for a long time.
To stay like, I think the relationship with the teammates and all the like, I think Okapi is a very united team, and when you get into the club or the team, you don't get out never. So I think that's what commits each player to keep playing.
Yeah, the culture, for sure. Okay. Guys, so I'll probably be seeing you some other time down the line. We just got started with the championship. You will not be playing this weekend, right?
No games this weekend.
There's actually no games, yeah.
No, it was planned for Jaguares, but that tournament didn't
Oh,
occur. So yeah, we all have youth are playing. Youth, yes.
Youth will be playing at Boca, yes, correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so congratulations again on all your plans for the season, and good luck in all those tournaments. And
Thank
we'll
you, Charlie.
have you back.
Thank you, Charlie. And as I always say, sorry, I'm going to take a minute here. You do a lot for the community too, because you give us visibility, right? Not only at state level, but we know that all the content that you create is going out, right? That guys outside are know about Florida thanks to all the work you do. So everyone that is watching, support Charlie.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
support Charlie so we can get more content out there about what we do, how we play, and we can take Florida to the next level. So thank you, Charlie, for your efforts.
Thank you very much. I do it because I really enjoy it.
I know.
So we'll see you guys around. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And
Charlie.
say hi to your dad, Rodoni.
Yeah.
Orfila, say hi to Galo.
I will say hi to Galo.
We need to have him on one of these days.
Good luck. Bye.
Okay, I'll see you guys around. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was Okapi, Juan Codoni, or Jose, I already forgot. Juan. And Juan Orfila, one of the coaches. So I'm just going to wrap this up right now. A quick review of what's coming next week. We have on one hand a tournament, I think it's in Gainesville, I'm not really sure, which is the qualifier for women's college for nationals. There's going to be 13 teams there in 2 divisions, and it's going to be all day long. And whoever wins their divisions, it's an automatic qualifier for the finals. And then we have at the youth level, there are going to be festivals in Boca and Tampa, is my understanding. These are really great events. If you have nothing else to do, you can go and you'll have a lot of fun. And then we'll have a full, we have a couple of FCC men D1 and D2 games, 3 D2 men games and 3 D3 and a women game. So a lot of rugby over the weekend. I just want to remind you that the FCC D1 AA games, they are all live streamed. That was an initiative they started having 2 or 3 years ago, which is awesome. So you can watch all of those games and they remain on YouTube if you want to go back and look at them. And that's pretty much it. So I just want to thank my co-host who left early today for his help also doing this. And I have to say thank you, Valentina, for watching. My biggest fan as usual. Beso grande. And I'll see everybody next week, 7:30. We're going to be doing this on Wednesdays, 7:30 from now on. Thank you very much for all of you who have come, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.